Hosla, a senior citizen organization established in this town, Bishnupur, Bankura, doing a great job for senior citizens to remain energetic, happy, peaceful, and productive throughout their lives, conducting spiritual events along with regular yoga, pranayam, weekly forest bathing, celebrating different types of festivals all the year round. The CEO of Hosla, Shantanu Mukhopadhyay, also arranges traveling or go sightseeing occasionally throughout the year, including visit to distant places with limited cost. We all senior citizens above 50 years who are members are being able to express our latent talents, discovering ourselves through different activities: writing, speaking, singing, storytelling, news reading, drawing, language learning, etc. Hosla is expanding its arms to cover all the Indian senior citizens to make them happy in all respects. Join Hosla and discover yourselves in a new world of happiness when you are above 50. Now, being a member of Hosla, I am Pampa Kuchlyan, now reading news from Hosla Radio. The two astronauts have returned to Earth after spending 9 months stranded in space. Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore departed the International Space Station early on Tuesday morning and splashed down off the coast of Florida after a journey of 17 hours. Boeing Starliner, their original return spacecraft, was deemed unsafe for the journey home, forcing the astronauts to stay in space much longer than planned. In the Boeing mission, Wilmore, 62-year-old, served as the commander, and Williams, 59 years old, was the pilot. Williams and Wilmore had been in space since June 5, 2024, meaning they spent more than 9 months in orbit by the time they returned. After blasting off from Cape Canaveral, Florida in June, they were originally scheduled to stay in space for just 8 days. Despite their unexpected stay, Williams and Wilmore remained in good health and even conducted a spacewalk together in January. Throughout the year, several space agencies and private companies also scheduled missions to resupply the space station with food, water, and oxygen. Williams and Wilmore were able to maintain contact with their families through email and telephone. Elon Musk thanked SpaceX and NASA, being overwhelmed with joy. In a letter to Sunita, dated March 1, praising her and inviting her to India after her return, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said it will be a pleasure for India to host one of its illustrious daughters. Astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore were welcomed by dolphins in the Atlantic Ocean, who were seen swimming around the Dragon capsule, which was later retrieved by the recovery vessel. As if it proves that unmanifested cosmic energy responses or manifest through movements or reactions made by organisms in any situation. US President Donald Trump has shared Prime Minister Narendra Modi's podcast with US based podcaster Lex Friedman, in which PM commended the leadership of the American president on the social media platform Truth Social. During the 3-hour conversation, PM Modi spoke about his friendship with President Trump, emphasizing their mutual trust and commitment to prioritizing their national interest. He lauded Trump's humility and noted that the American leader appeared far more prepared for a second term compared to his first. He also said Mr. Trump has a clear roadmap in his mind with well defined steps, each one designed to lead him toward his goals. He said, adding that his own approach to negotiations is always driven by India's interests. China on Monday appreciated Prime Minister Narendra Modi's positive remarks on Sino-Indian ties. In recent months, both sides have earnestly implemented the important consensus reached by their leaders, strengthened exchanges and practical cooperation at various levels, and achieved a series of positive outcomes, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said at a media briefing in Beijing. In a conversation with US-based podcaster Lex Friedman, PM Modi spoke about efforts being made to ensure that differences between the two countries do not escalate into conflicts if the dialogue remains key to the diplomatic approach. Alluding the anti-India activities of Khalistan elements in the Pacific island nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday conveyed to his New Zealand counterpart Christopher Luxon, New Zealand's Prime Minister, New Delhi's concern over such activities, while asserting that the two countries are firmly opposed to the menace of terrorism. The two countries signed 7 memorandum of understanding, that is MOUs, including one for cooperation in the field of defense, and made some key announcements like the launch of negotiations on a free trade agreement and an arrangement facilitating the mobility of professionals and skilled workers. The two leaders reaffirmed the right of freedom of navigation and overflight and other lawful uses of the seas in accordance with international law, particularly the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. The New Zealand Prime Minister arrived in India on Sunday. They noted with satisfaction the strong connection between the people of two countries with Indian origin people making up almost 6% of New Zealand's population. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a podcast which was released on Sunday, expressed disappointment, highlighting India's numerous sincere efforts to establish peace with Pakistan met with hostility. PM Modi called out Pakistan's long-standing role in fostering terrorism, emphasizing that the world is no longer in doubt about where the roots of terror lie. The Supreme Court on Monday issued a notice to the central government on a public interest plea seeking an independent and transparent process for the selection of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India free from government influence instead of prevailing system of the central government alone appointing the head of the country's audit and accounts department. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis stated on the floor of the Maharashtra Assembly on Monday that the state government will protect Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb's tomb in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar but will never allow the glorification of the long dead emperor after he faced repeated calls for the removal of the grave by BJP members. In continuation with disputes in this matter, a violence erupted late Monday night. The unrest broke out just 2 kilometers from the fortified RSS headquarters after protests demanding the removal of Aurangzeb's tomb spiraled out of control. The clashes left at least 10 anti-riot commandos, 2 IPS officials, 2 firemen injured. Sources said the violence was triggered by rumors that right-wing activists had burned effigies of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb and religious chadars Shivaji Putla Square at Mahal Gate. As violence spread, curfew imposed in several areas under Section 163. Justice Jaimallo Bagchi, sworn in as Supreme Court judge, hails from Calcutta High Court. Justice Jaimallo Bagchi on Monday was sworn in as a judge of the Supreme Court of India. With his swearing in, the strength of the top court judges has gone up to 33 against its sanctioned strength of 34 judges. He was administered oath by Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna. I am finishing reading the news today. Namaskar. Goodbye. See you again.